Well, howdy, howdy, fellas. Do I have a game in the Kleber today? It's funny, first of all, I think this just ended up being a nuts match. But there's a lot of the things that I've tried to talk about in some of my other videos, and then also just been pondering on my own and thinking about, when this match started, I'm in a division with my good friend and fellow YouTube content creator, TZ Mayan, if I remember and am savvy enough. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. That's where it goes. I don't know. Anyway, we're in a division. He's in the Schlieffen. I'm in a Kleber. I'm like, hey man, I'm going into C. But when I looked at this match, I was like, this is not a good game for me. They've got an enemy Schlieffen, Schroeder, Brindisi, Minotaur, and a carrier. Like, this is not a great Kleber matchup. But it is what it is. Shima pops up here. I've got AP loaded from a previous match. Thankfully, I notice it immediately when I see those white tracers going out. We've got the reload boost going. I've got the engine boost going to try to outrun his torpedoes. Ooh, commander build. I'm going to put it up. I'll put it up right after the Shima goes down. There you go, he's down. Actually, this is important too as I try to dodge these shells and these torpedoes. I love the speed on the Kleber. I know the Shima is dumping torpedoes. Yeah, we haven't seen any yet. He hasn't really engaged any ships, so he almost certainly has all three of his torpedoes racks, unless he just dumped them super early, zoning torpedoes, which isn't impossible, but I assumed I'm going to need to dodge all three racks. So squeeze in between those, use the Kleber's amazing speed to kind of get out in front of them and then get plenty of space to squeeze in between, because I only lost, 2,000, 3,000 health in that engagement. I definitely want to keep that advantage, and eating a Shima torpedo will take almost, if not all of my health, depending on exactly what his perks are. So anyway, I'll put up my build now. Pro edit. It's LaFierce with like a gunboat focused build. I have really nothing into torpedoes on this. I may have mentioned it before. Not that great with torpedoes. I like the Klebers the way I wish they were a little bit longer range. I would trade a little bit of reload, a little bit of damage, something for like 6.5, 7 kilometers, like just a little more standoff. But I haven't had the Kleber that long, so I don't fully know the storied history, but I understand that it was quite a menace with experienced captains and longer range torpedoes, and it was kind of that perfect storm of like too good for experienced players and still bad for newer players or something. No expert, I didn't have it, I only got it within the last couple of months. But I do like this LaFierce commander. Not a fan of the whole like pay to win, pay to play kind of thing about it. I think just a normal free to play gunboat commander on the French destroyers, like, yeah, just do it. But anyway, I've got him, like the boat, got the Shima. Not in a great matchup, but fine. You have to play with what you play with. This Mino, I see him, he's broadside to me, kind of engaged with our whatever. I don't actually know what was on our team in this match. I was so distracted by everything else going on. So I'm not even sure what he's up against in C. I saw this on maybe, what is it, Big B02 game? Whatever his name is. Some of you guys probably know who he is. I think I watched one of his videos when I first got Kleber, and he's like, yeah, man, use AP on Minotaurs at long range because you'll Citadel them. And sure enough, you do. That wasn't the best salvo, but yeah. Use my second reload boost here to just make sure this thing gets off the map, because if he turns and, yeah, 2 Citadel, like 7k damage on a, yeah, love it. I'm glad I know that. Thank you for sharing that with me. So yeah, Mino down, Shima down, like, alright. We lost our cruiser in that engagement, but then, oh yeah, I see our other cruiser in C, he's like pushing way too far in. C's capped, and he goes down. I guess he got flooded, by the Yoshino. Okay, those long-range torps. I don't know, like, C's already capped. He doesn't need to push into those ships, but I guess he was engaged on the Mino, so it is what it is. He hit a torpedo in that engagement and just, DCP on cooldown or whatever. So we're coming over here to B. I don't really want to tangle with the carrier and the cruisers kind of floating around at the back of the map when we still have a cap over here that I could just cap. I'm right next to it. I kind of positioned to head this way anyway. But you may notice that our friendly Delaware over here I don't know if he was fully AFK, but he certainly hasn't moved a lot this match. I didn't spend a ton of time focused on that, because again, I can't control his ship. I can only control mine. So whether he's playing or not, oh, he goes down, you know, whatever. I can't control it, so I'm just going to do what I can. Maybe he got dev struck or whatever in the beginning of the match by that Shima instead of me. So like I just kind of, sometimes I just pretend, make up these little stories to help myself feel better about it when my team does stuff that I would prefer them not to do. So sure, that Delaware got dev struck by the Shima and then I sank the Shima. That's a more fun story than he was AFK for 3 minutes and came back and shot twice. Yeah, so their Delaware is going into B. My division mate and his Schlieffen is coming over here to contest A. Sorry, I think I said the Delaware is going into B. I'm capping B, he's going into A. I see that his guns are kind of, maybe not pointed at me, his front turrets are not, his back turret is rotating around. I've got enough health and enough speed. I think I'm protected by this island on my left from the cruisers, so I'm gonna, you know, just harass him a little bit. If I can distract him, if I can get him to maybe drop his planes on me. I didn't find out until after the match, but the Schlieffen is getting harassed by the carrier the whole match, which of course makes sense. Like, he's a prime target for a carrier, limited damage control parties, battleship, easy to hit. Even just getting fires and floods, even if you don't hit great hits, it's gonna wear down the Schlieffen sooner rather than later. And with the Delaware hitting him too, like, he's just kind of taking damage that he can't necessarily prevent. So he is going in, trying to get it. I am intentionally trying to distract this Delaware, and also, hey, I've got that AP, might as well try it. Hey, 6,000 damage, sure. I'll take it. Yeah, I like these guns. Oh, one thing I should mention, I do have, as usual, it's not crazy, but it is a little spicy. I actually have the, like, trade health for accuracy skill on this build. Again, I don't know that I would recommend that for everyone. That's what I've gone with. But the Kleber and actually the French destroyers in general have decent health. And it's only like, what, I think a 5% decrease for a pretty significant dispersion and grouping buff. And the way I look at it is, you know, I'm going into those engagements. I have 2 reload boosts. And, you know, no smoke, limited health, no heals, no anything like that. Like, I need my guns to hit when I go in on that engagement. I'm kind of putting all my eggs in the one basket of, like, get value out of those 2 reload boosters, and then anything else is bonus. And then, hey, I managed to sneak the finishing blow on that Delaware. So anyway, I'm using that skill as, it's a little cheeky, it's a little non-traditional. I kind of like it. I've enjoyed it. I do notice the improved accuracy on the guns. Like you saw the salvos on the Shima, even at close range, you know, there were times where I would get kind of wonky salvos and shells wouldn't hit. And now, you know, I really do feel that improved accuracy, and I can really count on full value from that reload boost. Back to the match at hand. You can see we're team. Like, my entire team is evaporated. So, you know, what happened? I don't fully know. I have been mostly focusing on my play. I don't know where the team went. I think the midway got disconnected or is AFK. Thankfully for me, this Brindisi is just like totally tunnel vision on the midway. I spoke with someone about this the other day, and, you know, if the midway isn't maneuvering, isn't launching planes, like, I'm way more of a threat than that midway is. Launch some of those slow torps at the midway. If he's AFK, you'll get a flood and you'll just finish it. If he's not AFK, you know, you're still close enough. You can totally react at any point. But I'm way more of a threat than the midway is. Carriers are always a prime target. Everybody loves to shoot the carriers, so I do get it. But, you know, this Brindisi has got to shoot the carrier. Sorry. He has got to stop shooting the carrier and needs to go for me. He gets the carrier down, but carrier wasn't doing anything anyway. I see the Schlieffen, the red Schlieffen, and this Yoshino heading in here. Which target do I pick? Schlieffen. He's low on health. I've got a good fire chance on my guns, you know, decent rate of fire, good accuracy. I'm at long enough range that I think I can dodge enough of his incoming fire that this will be worth it if I can set a fire. And I set 2 fires. Now I'm done. I want to see if he's going to burn. The last thing I want is him to be out of damage control parties, but I trigger fight fire with a 3rd fire. So 2 fires done, boom, I'm heading out, and I see he's still burning. I'm like, yep, I think that means he probably doesn't have damage control parties left. The That was kind of my assumption shooting at him because he's low enough on health. I'm at least hopeful that he had to use some. Again, based on how this match has gone, it's not guaranteed, but we'll see. So there you guys, and I'm just like praying this whole time, just like burn down, burn down. I'm watching the numbers, I'm watching the little flashy health, and I'm like, oh, do I need to shoot again? Do I need to shoot again? I'm at this island so I can duck behind cover if I need to. I'm keeping my shot on the Schlieffen if I need to hit him, but I see him, I'm like, all right, he's going down. Yoshino, I think his turrets were pointed a little bit away from me, so I'm like, all right, cool. I can just cheeky shot over there. Boom, and look at the accuracy on those guns, man. With that skill I love it. I really love it. I've mentioned before, like with the defense, and what's the other one? Oh, the Constellation. Like, I really enjoy these ships where the accuracy helps. Right here, I was hoping I could go around kind of on the north side of these islands to get to this Brindisi and do a Kleber torpedo rush on him. Unfortunately, because of the carrier squadron behind me, and his, he's angling heading towards A, and these Yoshino torpedoes coming in, I gotta go in front of the islands. I wish I could have been further away from the Yoshino. That was my plan, but I'm this close. I kind of have to go this way, so alright, Kleber, don't let me down. Oh, his turrets are pointed the other way. That's amazing. So I can get a shot in there, and I think, was it this one? Oh no, okay, I thought I got a Citadel on the Yoshino, but I think it's this salvo in the Brindisi right here, yeah. Again, I'm very close to this, but the Brindisi has... I don't have the Brindisi, but like, oh my god, look at that! That's unreal! Wrecked. Get wrecked. I love it. I love the Kleber. Yeah, so I think the Brindisi has like decent side plating. It's not like it's particularly fragile, like something like a Mino, but I'm close enough. These guns have legit AP penetration. Do not sleep on it, either facing it or playing it. Yeah, solid pins at 11 kilometers on Yoshino. Like that is, like, don't sleep on the AP. At this point, I'm trying to kind of halfway do the math. There's 2.5 minutes left. We've got a 32-point lead. I don't know where the Schroeder was last spotted. I kind of assume he would be heading directly here, but I don't know. The detectability on these Yoshino torpedoes is monstrous, and so I'm hoping that I judge this right, that I can sneak in between on this side. That would have been a real embarrassment if I had eaten those two. But I don't. I make it in, and I'm just kind of debating. I think I have to reset him. Just kind of waiting to see where his guns are. I'm going to slow down and then, oh no, the Schroeder's on this side? Like, why is he up there? I fully expected to be heading away from both the cruisers at this point. So I can, like, kind of angle out, head up. And the Schroeder, he is at least 2 squares north of where I expected him to be. I don't know what he was doing up there. I don't know if he thought I was up there. Like, what is happening? And again, like, as annoyed, ow, that was a good salvo from the Yoshino. Like, if I had been getting hit like that the whole game, this would have gone a different way. But again, as annoyed as I could be about this blue team, Ray, like, where did everybody go? Nobody helped. Everybody's AFK or dead. Like, whatever. I don't know what that Schroeder's doing up there. Like, I think we have to remember that it goes both ways. Like, it's on both teams, and you can take advantage of it. There is space for nonsense and shenanigans to happen on both teams. Here, I think I gotta reset that Yoshino. The Schroeder hasn't fired secondaries to my knowledge from this distance yet, so I think I'm safe enough from him. Yep, torpedoes hit the island. I'm watching the carrier squadron too, and so I'm trying to get around this island to get out of range of the Yoshino, block line of sight from the Schroeder, block the drop from the carrier, and head away. And now here, I'm still doing math. I'm like, all right, can they win? Can they win? And honestly, I don't even know. Like, my brain can't function at this level. I can't do the multiplication, and I don't even know how many points are ticking up in this match. Like, my brain is trying to do the math, and I don't even have the numbers. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, I want to at least position to where I can reset or possibly sink this Schroeder if I have to. But I am looking at the caps. I think even if, they're, as long as they don't fully cap either of these caps, what they can't in the time that they have left, that we've got enough of a lead that even with them stopping our points ticking up, we're just going to finish with a slight lead based on their 3 points per whatever ticking up in C. Okay, they cap B. I'm like, oh god, I think I did it right. I think I'm going to get it. As long as no one finishes my 8,000 health, we're going to win. And we do. I'll pick up the Solo Warrior. I got the Kraken. I assume I have a high I have to have a high caliber, right? Is that in there? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, great game. The one thing, I'm a little disappointed in the total score, but I guess I only got the one cap, so. But holy mackerel, man, that was a fun game.